something, anything. SK Telecom clear winners here against Taipei Assassins.
Yes, very, very well played from SK Telecom. They just executed so cleanly. The first few TF openings, both finding their marks. Rotating so quickly, it didn't even look like a rotation.
They ended with an 18,000 gold lead. It was around 16 to 8. So it was 8-8 at one point. That's how different that Baron fight was. That mid lane fight where they caught out that jungler. And SK Telecom proving really why they are world champions. They came into this tournament with a somewhat shaky record. They got knocked out in the quarterfinals in the champions over in Korea, as well as NLB in the semifinals by CJ Frost. Caught a lot of people by surprise, that one, but they are clearly... That is going to be game and a trip of the upper sand. OMG take game one at All Stars Paris.
Well played by the forces of darkness here. OMG come out huge, and they did not look to have that lack of vision control that people were talking about from scrims. They kept their ward line slowly encroaching into Fnatic's territory, and they got pick after pick after pick inside Fnatic's own jungle.
It was a good start for Fnatic. Let's not take that away from them. There was definitely signs at the beginning, and OMG actually had a very slow start, in all fairness, with the pushes in the top lane, but it did work out for them. And once they got...
It's going to be worked out for them. Cloud9 take down Fnatic. Brilliant decision making there to end that game.
What a game that was, Joe, from Cloud9 strategically. Amazingly enough, they forced the fights at the right moments when Fnatic forced them to. They were down in the game. They kept their rotation start. Link has a huge smile on his face because they just took down Fnatic at the All-Stars right here. If you're Fnatic, you got to be stunned right now.
Woeful for Fnatic, really. Let's not forget that from the round-robin group stage, 4 out of the 5 teams will go through into the playoffs. Fnatic, though, they've lost their first 2 games. That is not an easy position to come back from. After having a great start here, they've got a lot of people behind them here in the stadium. Something has to change for them, but I want to focus on the positives from this one. Cloud9, the question marks that we had, I guess they've answered it.
They're definitely starting to answer them here. I really love the fact that they brought out the Twitch pick. Cloud9 is always a team to heavily prepare, and Sneaky, who was an already versatile AD carry, put another AD carry into his...
Nine, ladies and gentlemen, will finish second in the group stage as they defeat OMG.
Cloud9 showing up huge with Link, and I think that people in the future will not be giving them Twitch. They also have to think about this Elise and Morgana combo. Cloud9 love this combo. They go full cooldown reduction on both champions, and they continue to spam these skill shot CCs. One of them is going to land eventually, and they're on such short cooldowns, and they stun for such a long duration that you've got to take away one of these parts of Cloud9's strategy. They just use it so effectively.
Fantastic stuff from Cloud9. They came into this tournament simply hamstrung. Their mid laner, their shot caller, taken out, but Link has stepped in from CLG in his defense. He's done magnificent. You know, to come in and replace the main shot caller, the mid laner, is such a big job, and clearly he has done such a grand job, and more importantly, the team have clearly been that accommodating to him. You can see Charlie just stood behind him there, the analyst of Cloud9, doing a great job to his team, and it seemingly has worked. How far can Cloud9, ladies?
Chinese outfit, you can see that. Looking very cool about that one, almost as if it was too easy for them. And let's not forget, it wasn't the easiest of games. Level 1 was an absolute mess for OMG.
The very start of this game, OMG looked a little bit confused. They did die in that level 1. They sent people to strange lanes. They didn't have a great jungle start, and then it happened. You looked up, Xiyang was double the CS in morning, and they just started controlling people. From the mid lane, they would get a kill, they'd pull TPA towards the lane, and they would kill them on the way. Alan, great support lane play. San with a Twitch, again showing why he is such a powerful AD carry internationally. But most important, Syndra, Xiyang, showing why he's the MVP.
Showing why you should probably be banning out that Syndra here against Xiyang. Absolutely amazing.
That crowd is SKT, trying to get some revenge for the victory that Cloud9 had over Fnatic earlier on in the day. Joe, 28 kills in a 27-minute game there for SKT. They really made that a statement against Cloud9.
From Cloud9's side of things now, going 1 for 1, definitely not the worst record that we have right now, but they need to basically forget this game. Like, literally just forget it, because there's probably not too much to go back on after about, well, the dive on the bottom tower that got Piglet rolling.
Super early on in the game, they were just a little bit confused and a little bit outplayed, and this was one of those games where, since they wanted to do a standard laning phase, as soon as that broke down, they could never get back to it. And we have to remember, it's actually a pretty good excuse for Cloud9 that they're playing with Link and not High. Not that Link isn't a fantastic mid laner, definitely top 3 in North America, mechanically just as good as High, if not better. The team synergy and the way they rotated and moved.
Says SKT goes 3-0 here, All-Star.
And the crowd was absolutely so loud after that one. They're happy to see SKT back at the top of their game. Bengi ganked enough for Faker to let him destroy Xiyang in that mid lane. Even though Piglet and Mandu couldn't take down that lane 2v2, they were still vastly superior. You can see OMG stunned.
Absolutely gutted about that one, because they had some very good signs in that game. The bottom lane in particular started out so well for them. They forced Piglet incredibly early when he had just 2 CS to recall back into base. They couldn't bring that through them. By the end, Piglet was just out of control.
Piglet went absolutely nuts on Twitch. That's one of the big reasons they're willing to first pick that champion. Knowing that against OMG, you're often going to have to come down to team fights, they made sure to pick a pretty damn good team fighting AD carry.
Fnatic, that is of course, if Fnatic don't beat SK Telecom T1 later, that could really turn things at the bottom of the groups a little bit more interesting. But for now, it's Cloud9 here that have got the job done. They go 2-1 in the table.
And that was just Cloud9 bouncing back very well from their defeat to SKT yesterday. It's going to be a question here on how well Cloud9 does when things go according to plan, and how well they can adapt to change, because this is another game that went very according to plan to them. They got the standard lanes, which minimized the amount of movements they had to make around the map, which is their weakness without High, because they have inexperienced time together as far as never really playing with Link before this event. This game worked great though. 2 wins, that means they move on.
And we saw that Meteos, they actually, Cloud9 themselves banned out the Elise. Funnily enough, after all those games in a row where
Oh, Faker!
Teleports it back towards the finish. That's gotta hurt against Peke and crew. A backdoor comes out from SK Telecom on Fnatic. What a game, ladies and gentlemen. 22 kills to 19, and really SK Telecom putting on a show for the fans here in the Zenith in Paris.
Wow, that SKT skin tricked me. I thought that was Faker, but Impact was a teleport. What a sneaky ending, and what a way to end a game against Fnatic. The team known for teleporting in backdoor nexus.
Yeah, that's gonna hurt, that's for sure, but Fnatic, I think they can take something from that game. They look pretty strong, and SK Telecom, while they're having fun with the game, gotta be careful, things like that don't slip away from home. They are away from home, 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 they are their favorites in first place. The question is, who will they face? Will it be now Fnatic or Taipei Assassins? Because that who is their potential targets in the semi-finals. Will we have just SK Telecom in the All-Stars Paris?
They pull it out. Congratulations to Fnatic.
Fantastic scenes here in the Zenith. Fnatic, it's been a long time coming, honestly, the win. Finally, the home crowd fans do get one, and it does put them, all importantly, through to the semi-finals. It is against SK Telecom, the world champions, reigning world champions. It's going to be a tough feat for them, but by God, they had to work for that one.
They did indeed. Playing a little bit scared there. TPA showing signs of life. getting a lot of good picks for themselves as well. But in the end, Fnatic control the Baron pits, Fnatic control the game.
It's gonna mean so much to them. So has absolutely big cheers on his face, but you know there's tears in them eyes, bless him.
SKT pick up game number 1 here in the semi-final.
What a strong showing from OMG. Every member on the team doing what's required of him. Going was able to get farm the entire game. He got extremely tanky towards the end, and he plays so smart. Taking the exchange with Jax, he knew he couldn't win it straight up 1v1, but he gets him down to half, and then uses his home guard TP to re-engage and get the advantage, actually killing Balls up there with the help of Shi Young, who, by the way, ends 8-1-5. A huge force from the mid lane. And as well, our featured matchup, the bottom lane, obviously going to OMG. Alan coming up with his big Thresh plays, and San definitely.
Balls. Nexus turrets are down. The Nexus itself is going to be focused, and OMG get themselves into the finals here at the All-Star Invitational.
GG's from both sides. Cloud9 had the better yesterday. OMG ban out their strategy and come back extremely strong. My goodness, the beginning of that game was played perfectly by OMG. Every single answer, baiting Cloud9 over to the Dragon exchange, and they reap the rewards. They move on, and they are going into the finals.
You've got to give every ball.
There's SK Telecom in clear style take game 1, 22-5. We feared this may be what will happen. SK Telecom, when they turn up, they dominate.
Business as usual in this game 1. 28-minute, 47-second game for them. Faker, Piglet, Impact, Bengi, Mondu, all of them performing. Fnatic's going to have a lot of thinking to do before game 2.
Yeah, that was a very one-sided, 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 very one-sided. Stars. It is going to be an all-Asian event, and it is the 2 seeds that expect it to be there, but what a fantastic performance by SK Telecom, no doubt about it. 26 minutes gone in this game, and they have dominated Fnatic.
And it was really a statement by SKT in general here. Bengi in particular was struggling so much coming into this event, and to go 10-1-6 in the semifinals after a great performance in game 1 as well is truly a statement for the finals tomorrow. Of the fans sending their support to the fans.
Even in defeat, of course, they are the home team, and you can't take away. They play with their hearts, but unfortunately for them, that's not enough when you come up against the Season 3 reigning world champions. And you've got to look forward maybe to the Season 4 2014 event that will be happening in Korea, and look towards the reigning champions. Will they find their form and make their way back there? Could they do the unthinkable and win 2 in a row? Who knows?
Yeah.
All-Stars is the focus right now for them, though.
And they are looking...
Stars matter. Game 1 goes to SK Telecom T1K.
And what a game that was. 51 minutes for the first one, with more kills actually going to OMG. At the very end, it actually did come down to the mid laners blowing Zhonya's together, but the team of Faker came through to finish.
Absolutely crazy game. Luckily for us, guys, it's a best of 5. Still such a long way to go in this one. We talked about it earlier.
SK Telecom so far are running a perfect All-Stars. They are now 8-0 in this tournament.
It's been pretty darn impressive for these guys, and they want to dominate here so they can, quote, get their confidence back. The last time they won a World Championship event such as this, even though this one's a little bit smaller than the Worlds was, they went for a perfect season over in Korea. They are clearly a team with immense talent, best in the world and defending champions for a reason. They're showing...
Is going to fall. Faker's just toying with his opponents right now, but it is Impact just chewing his way through the hit points. Faker, he's continuing to toy with his opponents off the side. SK Telecom T1K of the All-Star 2014 champions.
It was their most impressive 3-0 performance in a championship game they have had.
We hear the crowds here. They were most definitely Fnatic fans at the start of the week, but they've been fantastic here to every team. And well, both of these teams enjoyed the applause and, to be honest, explosion of noise that's been produced here for them today. And SKT, a deserved champion. OMG giving a good fight at the start, but you have to feel at the end it was just too much for them.
Yeah, there was honestly nothing OMG could do in the last 2 games, in fairness.
Still the support from the crowd, however. This crowd is an experience for all of these guys to play together with. We have to wonder from this point forward how SKT is going to do their next season in Korea.
And honestly, this crowd has been fantastic throughout this tournament. The 4 days we've had here have been magnificent, giving a lot of love to SK Telecom, who honestly, before the World Championships, probably a lot of people here didn't really know existed. But they have put on a demonstration of League of Legends for everyone to enjoy.
Yeah, ever since they came in there, Faker was known as the...
Is going to fall.
He was the MVP. He had 180 farm, which is something that perplexed me when he was at 100.
Yeah.
Still had like 12 kills and no